aqui. Mr. Cesar Indusil, a grad student in this afternoon's Faculty of Science ceremony and former member of the SFU choir, will lead us in the singing of O Canada.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, in all our sons' command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Please be seated. I declare the October 2010 Convocation assembled for the granting of degrees. Mr. President, members of the Board of Governors and Senate, faculty, honored guests, graduates, and friends, my name is Brant Louie, and I am the Chancellor of this university. This is our 45th annual Convocation, and we are delighted and honored to have in attendance today a number of distinguished guests in the platform and in the audience. Welcome to you all. Convocation is a proud academic tradition that honors an important moment of transition and new beginnings. It acknowledges your efforts and celebrates your achievements. It is an important milestone that marks both an ending and a beginning. This year, our graduates and the university that has shaped your learning has something in common. Both of you are at similar thresholds and an exciting new beginning. For SFU, it's the start of a new chapter of leadership as we welcome Andrew Petter, who officially took office as our 9th President and Vice Chancellor. Andrew is uniquely qualified to take up the mantle of leadership, having achieved academic excellence as a scholar and teacher, as well as having an outstanding record in public service. He is the past Dean of Law at the University of Victoria and the former Attorney General of the province of British Columbia. So we are in very, very good hands. Under President Petter's guidance, Simon Fraser University will continue to change, adapt, and provide leadership to deal with the social, economic, and environmental challenges of the future. Since it was founded in 1965, Simon Fraser has built a reputation that attracts the brightest and the best in the arts, applied and health sciences, business, technology, and education, largely through its willingness to embrace innovation and change as an essential ingredient for progress. Charles Darwin said, "It is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor is the most intelligent that survives. It is the one that is the most adaptable to change." Well, we're not finished changing, and we are not finished. The future offers new frontiers to be explored. These new beginnings means new choices, choices to help navigate and shape the future we build. I am sure you will have no shortage of advice as you make the choices about your future, including the advice that I will offer you today. I encourage you to think about what you've achieved and what you will still accomplish, about what you have become and who you will be, about what you have contributed and what you still have to give, and the choices you make that will help to forge your own unique path. Excellence can be found both on the global stage, in the public spotlight, and in the day-to-day interaction in homes and communities. It can flourish through science, arts, sports, education, and community service. It can benefit millions or just a few. Over the years, I have come to recognize that while excellence can take many forms, there is one thing that is almost always common to all those who achieve it, and that is a passion and an unbridled connection to the path they have chosen. So my first piece of advice is to pursue what you are passionate about. You have a great chance of being great at what you do if you love what you do. Herman Kahn said, "Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. If you love what you are doing, you will be successful." But it is not only about loving what you do, it's also about being proud of how you get it done. So my second piece of advice is if you stay true to your own personal values and convictions and use them as a filter through which all of your important choices must pass, the choices you make will be the right ones for the path you should follow. And the third piece of advice comes from that old saying that you are only as good as the company you keep. Or again, as Benjamin Franklin put it, if you lie down with dogs, you will wake up with fleas. So choose who you journey with wisely. Often you will find a successful journey depends more on who you choose to accompany you rather than where you ultimately go. The good news is that you have already made some very good choices about the company you keep. As graduates of Simon Fraser University, you are joining a global community of over 100,000 alumni who are dynamic people doing amazing things in the world. Our alumni have earned worldwide recognition for pioneering new frontiers, working to find balance and stability in shifting economies, battling climate change, and spearheading innovation to deal with global health issues. As you start out on your journey, you take with you the excellence of the strong, proud reputation of Simon Fraser University as part of your academic credentials. Your challenge and mandate is to make a contribution that builds this strong alumni legacy. Improving on excellence may seem a daunting, even impossible endeavor, both for our graduates who follow in the footsteps of our outstanding alumni community, and for President Petter, who takes on the leadership challenge of maintaining and growing our university's strong and proud heritage. But nothing in life worth achieving comes easily. Success, true meaningful success, is most gratifying when the challenges at first seem insurmountable, but through perseverance, sheer will, and against all odds, obstacles are eventually overcome and the impossible is achieved. This is the success for which your education here at Simon Fraser has prepared you, and this is the success I wish for all of you. Thank you and congratulations. I would like now to call on the president of our university, Professor Andrew Petter.
Mr. Chancellor, members of the Board of Governors and Senate, faculty members, honored guests, I offer a warm welcome and hearty congratulations to graduates, families, and friends on this wonderful day. This is your day, one that you have earned. It must feel like a superlative triumph, a glorious conclusion, and it is. But I hope you leave today also thinking that this is the most auspicious of beginnings. Education, as W.B. Yeats observed, is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. I see that flame burning brightly in each of your eyes today. It is the fire that will sustain you in the years ahead. I was reminded of the power of that fire this past summer when Maureen and I were packing to move to our new home on Burnaby Mountain. As I was leafing through some files, I found this scrap of paper that my mother had sent me in the late 90s when I was Minister of Advanced Education. On it was another quotation, this one from Nelson Mandela, and it read, "Education is the great engine of personal development. It is through education that the daughter of a peasant can become a doctor, that the son of a mine worker can become the head of a mine, that the child of a farm worker can become the president of a great nation. It is what we make out of what we have, not what we are given, that separates one person from another." Sadly, my mother is no longer with us. Yet this scrap of paper brought home how much she remains with me. She was a huge believer in education. She and my father not only implanted in me the value of universities, they also supported me at every stage of my educational journeys. And here she still was, as I prepared to embark on another educational adventure, ready to provide me with some wisdom that has lost nothing in the passage of time. In a message beneath Mandela's quote, penned in my mother's distinctive script, is written, "I found this as I was cleaning up. I thought you might want to use it when you need more funds in your ministry." I don't recall whether it worked at the time. Treasury Board, then as now, tends to be unmoved by such appeals. Yes, yet there are two wonderful lessons to be learned from this little piece of paper. One is that we should all stop once in a while and thank our mothers and our fathers and our uncles and our aunts and our spouses and everyone else who has believed in us and helped us to get where we are. There are many such people at this convocation today, fair bursting with pride at your accomplishments. Well, you should be proud of them too. You stand on their shoulders, and you should always remember them as you admire the view. The other lesson from my mother's note is the one she intended at the time, that education, more than any other force, has the capacity to lift the human condition, to improve any individual, to advance every organization. Education prepares us to make a better job of our own lives and to enrich the lives of those around us. In building our own capacity, we become better able to improve our workplace, our neighborhood, our community, indeed the whole world. That, beginning today, is your challenge. Having lit and stoked Yates' fire, we now send you to take up Mandela's challenge of medicine or business, or perhaps even of leading a great nation in a bold and better direction. But I also want to make clear that we are not saying goodbye. On the contrary, in today's world, you will likely experience numerous changes throughout your working lives, requiring new knowledge and skills. When those occasions arise, I want Simon Fraser University to be there for you. I want you to count on SFU as your education provider, your guide, your lifelong partner in education. I also hope you understand that just as you will continue to need us, we will continue to need you. I have long admired SFU for being a student-centered, research-driven, and community-engaged university. As we strive to build on that record, your energy and ideas will be more valuable and important to us than ever. I ask you to stay involved, to help fashion our future and to deepen and strengthen our community ties. Beyond this, we must never forget that the purpose of education is to expand our ability to help others, to contribute to the construction of a healthier, stronger, and more just society. Each of you has the capacity to make such a contribution. You have the gifts of your birth, the support of the people who brought you to this day, and now you have a level of education that is available only to the luckiest people on earth. So let us resolve together from this time and place to join in a common commitment, not only to better ourselves, but also to strive each day to build a better world for all. And in doing so, we might be guided by Mahatma Gandhi's credo: live as if you were to die tomorrow, learn as if you were to live forever. Once again, congratulations to you all. It is with pleasure that I now call upon Dr. Mark Jackard for his convocation address. Mark Jackard is a long-standing professor in SFU's School of Resources and Environmental Management. His focus is on sustainable energy and climate change, conducting academic research and also engaging the public, media, and politicians in the urgent challenge of implementing climate policy. Dr. Jackard has significant international profile as a lead author with the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change and the Global Energy Assessment, and he chairs a task force on coal use, reporting to the Premier of China. The recipient of numerous awards, such as the 2006 Donner Prize for writing Canada's top policy book, and SFU's Sterling Prize in Controversy, Dr. Jacker was named 2008 BC Academic of the Year and recently elected to fellowship in the Royal Society of Canada. It is with great pleasure that I now call upon Dr. Mark Jackard for his convocation address. Dr. Jackard.
Mr. Chancellor, Mr. President, graduands and guests, it's an honor to be asked to speak at this important occasion. 25 years ago, I was sitting where you are now, about to receive my master's degree in resource and environmental management, as President Petter said, the very department where I now teach. Back then, my passion was to research how humanity's use of energy could somehow be sustainable, so that humans might reduce the risks of nuclear weapons proliferation, of wars over dwindling oil supplies, or of major environmental harms from our uses of fossil fuels. I was passionate about my field of research, but I remember assuming that my interest in sustainable energy would just be one of many exciting paths during my career. So, well, here I am, all of these years later, and my passion, the passion that I held at the stage in my career where many of you are now, it hasn't changed. My master's research became my career. It turned out that my concerns, while being a student at Simon Fraser University, remain very relevant, and it's now widely recognized that a sustainable energy system is an urgent need for humanity, especially because of the strong likelihood that humans are rapidly disrupting the planet's climate and its ecosystems. Perhaps there's a lesson there for some of you. Perhaps the lesson is not to be too quick to abandon your passions just because society does not yet appreciate it. Of course, you should also be open to all the ways that your careers may change and evolve over time. That can be exciting and fulfilling too. But either way, it's important to recognize that you have control over how your careers unfold, how you turn this great educational advance that we're celebrating today with you into a rewarding life. Certainly in my area of interest, of passion, neither our political leaders nor the public was concerned with environmental sustainability when I was a student, but they are now. And this leads to my brief message. Obviously, our use of energy must not gravely disrupt the planet's natural systems. And it does not need to, because we already possess today technologies to use energy without damaging land and water, and most importantly, without changing our climate. But to make the necessary changes, we all need to do our part. Perhaps you're thinking that I'm asking you to make major lifestyle changes right away. Certainly those things can help. But my message today is that a more important and immediate requirement is to work together, all of us, to implement public policies that would drive the technological changes that are essential. In other words, we need to make it clear to our governments that the rules must change for everyone if we are to get on to a cleaner energy path, a more sustainable path. And what I mean is that we can no longer use the atmosphere as a free waste receptacle, and our laws have to make sure that no one does. Think of our belief that it's wrong to speed when driving through school zones. Even though we all share this belief, we still have laws to make sure that everyone complies. We don't rely on voluntary behavior. We issue fines for speeding in school zones, and if that doesn't work, we suspend the right to drive. Well, to prevent climate change, we're going to need the same kinds of policies for greenhouse gases. And all of the experts that I work with around the world agree on this. Put simply, we have to have regulations and charges on emissions, just like those currently involved in BC's carbon tax. And if we don't, greenhouse gas emissions will not fall, and we won't stop global warming. Our politicians have done very little, especially in Canada, our politicians in Ottawa, and this is where you come in. Because if we're to succeed in addressing this grave risk to the planet, then educated people like you are going to have to ensure that our democratic institutions do the right thing, pass the right laws. That involves a lot of participation on your part. Sure, it's writing letters to the editor, pressuring your local politicians, getting words out to friends, family, and neighbors, but even getting involved with interest groups and politics yourself, perhaps. It's a big responsibility, but that responsibility is the flip side of getting an education. An effective, healthy, secure society needs people like you to give back, to devote some of your time and resources to ensuring that our governments implement good policies. It's a big responsibility, but it goes with the territory of higher education. So I close by offering you my congratulations. This is an important day for you, but hopefully it's also an important day for your society and for the planet too. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Jacker. Ladies and gentlemen, as part of the ceremony, the Alumni Association will present a Simon Fraser University alumni pin to the graduates as they leave the stage. As I've indicated, our alumni are critical to us, and we are pleased that this symbolic presentation will launch them on their new role as alumni of SFU. Mr. Dale Flood graduated in 2007 with an MBA in Management of Technology from SFU's Siegel Graduate School of Business. A senior project manager at BC Hydro, Mr. Flood has also had senior roles with Industry Canada and with management consulting firms. He has been an active member of the SFU Alumni Association Board of Directors since 2007. I invite Mr. Flood to the lectern to bring greetings to the graduates. Dale?
Thank you, Dr. Petter. I just want to pick up briefly on something he mentioned. He called being an alumni the luckiest club in the world. 1 out of 1,000 people in the world have a university undergraduate degree. And so for those of you who are business students who can understand statistics, it really is the most fortunate club you could ever join. And on behalf of the 110,000 graduates of Simon Fraser University, I want to welcome you officially to the Alumni Association and formally request that you be generous of your time and your resources for the school that's educated you so well. Thank you again.
Thank you, Dale. Before the graduates are presented individually to the Chancellor, Mr. Brent Seal, a member of the graduating class, will address Convocation. During his time at SFU, Brent, the recipient of a Leadership Award for his volunteer service with SFU Recreational Services, took part in many business competitions, the highlight of which was being invited to Milan, Italy, after winning the Economics competition. He also participated in a student exchange to Copenhagen, Denmark, and later started the student club Students for Mental Wellness, which is now a nonprofit organization. In 2 weeks, Mr. Seal will embark on travels around Central America, and he will look for adventurous work upon his return. I'm now pleased to call upon Brent Seal. Brent?
President Petter, Chancellor Louis, faculty, staff, guests, friends and families, and of course the graduands. When I came to SFU, I thought I had the world in my hands. I had played junior A hockey, lived in Whistler for a couple of years, and been accepted into the best business program in BC. I was excited for a new adventure. But I soon found out that what sounds good on the outside doesn't necessarily mean all is well. In my first semester here, I experienced an episode of psychosis and another just over a year later when I attempted suicide. I was lucky to have great friends, families, mentors, and although I was diagnosed with schizophrenia, I recovered quite well. But I've never forgotten how much I suffered during that time. To suffer that much changes you, and you learn to appreciate life's wonders in new ways. You begin to realize the importance of positive relationships and the effects they can have on your life. Relationships are powerful in their own right, but when you suffer, they're even more potent. And when your suffering is over, you may ask, how many more people are suffering in the world? Maybe someone you know is suffering and you don't even know it. This was my motivation for starting Students for Mental Wellness, a student club on campus, and now a local nonprofit. I had recovered, but many students don't, and many more don't even know they're suffering from a mental illness, and in turn don't receive treatment. At first it was difficult and a little embarrassing. Not being fully open about my illness, I always had to explain why I had started a mental health club. Having 5 people show up to one of our first events didn't help, but we persevered. We got Lloyd Craig, then CEO of Coast Capital Savings, to come and speak on mental health issues at SFU. We started a hiking program, which we've now had over 50 people sign up for, and we're now working on a $20,000 research project to take what we've done and expand it across Canada, all because we made a commitment. On this day, a day that only comes once in a lifetime, I challenge you all to make a commitment you will remember when you're 80 years old and thinking back to your school days. It doesn't have to be big, but I ask that it takes moral courage. I'd like to share a quote from the late Ted Kennedy, who spoke about moral courage, which I think is still relevant today. Moral courage is a rarer commodity than bravery in battle or great intelligence, yet is the one essential, vital quality for those who seek to change a world that yields most painfully to change. And I believe that in this generation, those with the courage to enter the moral conflict will find themselves with companions in every corner of the globe. Most of us graduating today are not struggling to survive. We're not struggling to put food on our tables. We're struggling to find jobs that will pay many times the global average. So when you make your commitment to yourself, to your friend, or to someone halfway around the world, show your moral courage for the people who are truly struggling. You'll be greeted by amazing people doing amazing things, just like you, and your life will expand and take on a new direction towards fulfillment, happiness, and adventure. Or maybe you're like Sean Peters, who founded Global Agents for Change, who graduated yesterday, and you're already doing great things. Well, to all of you, I say, take it to a new level, commit more of yourself, and make an even greater impact. Follow your passions, not because you have nothing else to do, but because it's the right thing to do. Most of all, follow your heart. And always remember what Sam Thiara says, your life is an autobiography. Make yours worth reading. Congratulations.
Thank you, Brent, for your address, for your commitment, for your inspiration, and for the challenge you have given to us all. The members of the graduating class will now be presented to the Chancellor to be admitted en masse to their degrees. Will the graduands please rise? Mr. Chancellor, I present to you those scholars who have fulfilled the statutory requirements laid down by the Senate of the University and request that you confer upon each one the degree for which he or she is now recommended.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the Senate of this university, I hereby admit you to your various and several degrees. Will the graduands please be seated?
The members of the graduating class will now be presented individually to the Chancellor. But first, a few requests. Would you please, in the interest of time, refrain from applauding the individual members of the graduating class until each group of degrees has been conferred? This does not prevent spontaneous outbursts, provided they're spontaneous. As a courtesy to others, please remain seated until the conclusion of the ceremony, and I would also ask the graduates to please return to your seats following receipt of your degrees. The degrees in the Faculty of Business Administration and the Faculty of Environment will now be conferred. Mr. Chancellor, the Dean of Graduate Studies, Dr. Wade Parkhouse, will announce the names of the candidates for graduate degrees and diplomas.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidate for the degree, Doctor of Philosophy, in the Faculty of Environment. The candidates will be hooded by Dr. John Pierce, Dean of the Faculty of Environment.
Congratulations.
Dr. Jennifer Silver. Dr. Silver completed her doctorate in the School of Resource and Environmental Management, and her senior supervisor was Dr. Evelyn Pinkerton. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree Master of Business Administration in the Faculty of Business Administration. Hilya Bardani. John Barkley. Iqbal Brar. Ellen Chin. Gordon Elder. Paul Ellis. Christopher Gagan. Adania Gilpin Jackson. Mona Craig. Larry Lee. Eric Leung. Dylan Marks. Kevin McLeod. Gareth Oistrick. Avaze Perze. Kirk Planger. Martin Renke. Jason Sullivan. Soma Suri. Peter Spindlow. Sonia Tareklo. Viren Thakur. Michael Toshao. Junwal. Rhonda Weidman. Gabriel Wong. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree Master of Financial Risk Management in the Faculty of Business Administration. Jerry Chen. Perkins Chung. Yonghee Shin. Anderson Chu. Jeremy Dason. Isam El Hornani. Zhou Feng. Jenica Gao. Yuki Gao. Sarandrezia Gafarnziade. Han Gao. Xiao Tai She. Crystal Huang. Ru Jia. Tao Jing. Jagdeep Kaur. Mingji Li. David Ling. Li Lu. Yongting Lu. Karen Ma. I got confused. Alexandria Melkinov. Feng Ning Mo. Shi Quan. Louis Shi. Sanya Schmitz. Anne Tran. Hui Wang. Nan Wang. Riying Jin Wang. Xing Lao Wang. Nan Xiang. Shirley Shin. Fan Zhang. Cici Zhang. Hong Shan Zhao. Jen Do. Ia Zhu. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree Master of Arts in the Faculty of Environment. Sonia Augustin. Amelia Kennedy. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree Master of Resource Management in the Faculty of Environment. Adam Batty. William Pym. Lauren Rethray. Anna Osborne. Mary Vanderporten. Mr. Chancellor, I am pleased to present the students who have completed the requirements for a graduate diploma in the Faculty of Business Administration. Terralyn Day. Don Folliott. David Hampel.
Mr. Chancellor, the Dean of Business Administration, Dr. Daniel Shapiro, will announce the names of the candidates for undergraduate degrees and diplomas in his faculty.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration in the Faculty of Business Administration. Kwabena Abeni. Andrew. Freya Rose Appo. Melissa Appleton. Jessica Au. Daniel Bedragan. Mubarka Bajwa. Daniel Barwin. Senya Basharina. Melissa Bastian. Megan Battersby. Nilesh Bhagat. Aaron Brockman. Alistair Brownlow. Katalin Bjornu. Swinyan Chai. Cheong Chan. Jackson Chan. Jody Chan. Leslie Chan. Magdalene Kai Chan. Kake Chan. Olivia Chan. Shukling Margaret Chan. Tarla Chan Chain. Paul Chen. Mandy Chung. Sijin Chung. Wilson Chung. Marie Chu. Allison Chow. Tracy Chu. Hi. Francis Chung. Rajveer Clare. Jesse Cowan. Anna Day. Osama Dalal. Amrita Dayal. Yi Ding. Anastasia Dorius. Donna Eng. Yun Bin Yun. Che Feng. Kevin Friesen. Kirby Fulton. Stephanie Fung. Hardeep Gill. Sonia Gurn. Alana Goodman. Jiamin Guo. Jasmine Gurm. Trent Hagerman. Kaylee Hansen. Leah Harrison. George Hayes. Pamela Hernandez. Carrie Ho. Hang Ho. Yuching Ho. Bill Shao. Adam Hu. Hei Huang. Shutian Huang. Jennifer Huang. Celia Hui. Amandeep Hundal. Jaspal Hundal. Zhonghyun Huang. Andre Ely. Brian Jaworski. Dongmei Ji. Lei Jiang. Ina Kara. Ivan Ku. Jennifer Jung. Marion Kao. Saxon Kiang. Sumi Kochakalikal. James Kwok. Edmund Lai. Weni Lai. Faizan Lalani. Kei Lam. Amy Lee. Fengqing Li. Kwang Yun Lee. Serena Lee. Vickwood Lee. Wilson Lee. Danielle Leong. Hoyu Leong. Jianan Lee. Huan Lee. Yushuan Liang. Charlotte Lin. Danny Lin. Henry Ding Liu. Jiayu Liu. Xishang Liu. Zhisheng Liu. Su Lo. Simon Locke. Danny Liu. Oliver Liu. Meibo Louis. Pei Luo. Amanda Mallenstein. Dan Martino. Asmin Merchant. Gordon Moe. Jayanti Muri. Heba Musa. Sneha Naik. Natalia Ing. Wing Amy Ing, Amanda Nguyen, Duk Nguyen, Kat Nianartowitz, Felinda Nyostiadi, Kasia Narojo, Hee-jung Om, Jennifer Ong, Teresa Pham, Tracy Pin, Sarah Plamondon, So Ying Poon, Elizabeth Raskowitz, Jasmina Randwaha, Michelle Ratcliffe, Alexander Rinberg, Jagpal Sandhu, Balraj Saroya, Neha Sawal, Brent Seal, whose words inspired and moved us, Jalika Segal, Chan Shen, Li Shen, Deep Sidhu, Veronica So, Afshen Somji, Xiaoyu Song, Martin Soon, Danica Spate, Brian Stevanek, Robert Stoge, Eureka Suyama, Nicole Tai, Emerentia Tam, Milton Tang, Yuan Yuan Tang, Kyle Terpenning, Kanika Resk Tawani, Tyler Taman, Jason Choi, William Tran, Ken Wei Ying Chang, Jane Yuchuan Chung, Maggie Tung, Alina Uretsky, Marcus Vetteretti, Gail Allison Villamil, Sajida Virji, Melissa Walker, Natalie Walter, Carmen Wan, Sunny Wang, Joy Pin Xia Wang, Ariel Wang, Jessica Wang, Kyle Wilms, Laura Wilson, Erica Wong, Maggie Wong, Grace Wu, Oscar Wu, Lena Wu, Byron Win, Xiaxian Xie, Harvey Kun Shu, Shui Yan, Kai Chi Yang, Li Young, Lucy Yang, Taban Yazdani, John Yi, Michelle Young, Kwok Yun Q, Jia Hao Yin, Jason Yip, Fang Yuan, Kevin Yuan, Roxana Zaman, Jing Zhang, Wei Xian Zhang, Na Zhao, Yan Zhao, Zhongji Zhao, Lu Zhu, Junlin Zhu, Han Frank Zhang,
Mr. Chancellor, the Dean of Environment, Dr. John Pierce, will announce the names of the candidates for undergraduate degrees, diplomas, and certificates in his faculty.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in the Faculty of Environment. Kensel Berg, Tracy Bird, Tina Bruni, Kelvin Chan, Eric Cheng, Veronica Gill, Ian Lascamone, Parkin Liu, Megan Lum, Sean McLaren, Magdalena Markowitz, Jennifer McRae, Brandon Morishita, Jacqueline Perez, Lisa Roberts, Pualani Soto, Andre Tonamura, Hillary Turnbull, Catherine Wong, Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in the Faculty of Environment. Vincent Chan.
Thank you so much.
Larissa Duma. Laurel Eiton. Megan Hendershot. Julia. Julianne Coutrin. Corey Legas. Lisa Lajeunesse. Mr. Chancellor, I am pleased to present the students who have completed the requirements for diplomas and certificates in the Faculty of Environment. Shahidi Sidikou.
Will the graduating class please rise? You're anticipating. I congratulate each of you on the completion of your degree. This is a very impressive achievement, and I don't have to ask, but I will ask your friends and family to join me in applauding the incredible graduating class of October 2010. Now, let's not forget who got you here. I want to invite the members of the graduating class to reciprocate by applauding your family, friends, faculty, and staff, and all those who helped you to reach this incredible goal. Please be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, this completes the formal awarding of degrees. Some candidates recommended by the Senate for degrees today are unable to be present, and their names have therefore not been read out. I now admit them to the appropriate degrees as shown on the program. Before we adjourn today, I have several thank yous. First of all, for thanking you all for joining us on the Hill today, and it didn't rain. Secondly, to the volunteer staff, faculty members coordinated by Student Services and Ceremonies who have put on such a smooth Convocation Day, we owe a great deal to those individuals. And third, to the members of our six-time world champion Simon Fraser University Pipe Band Organization for their very special contribution to Convocation. They will perform after the ceremony in the square behind the platform. This now brings a close to the formal part of this morning's ceremony, and I ask you please to rise and remain standing at your places until the platform party has recessed.